Chase's head is out of frame. As always.
Let me just walk around Sarah height.
So tall. I'm sitting down. All right. So we last night we camped on Cape Hatteras. That's where we are now. We camped at Oregon Inlet Campground, and it was kind of a last-minute thing. Luckily, it's off season, so I was able to make the reservation yesterday at like 4 o'clock. But it was $28 a night, so to have a safe place to park the truck and sleep, that's worth it to us, and there's bathrooms, so that's helpful. But yeah, this is where we camped. It's gorgeous. Chase woke me up
By accident.
really early for a gorgeous sunrise, and
it's Monday currently, so the work alarms are still on, and that's what led us to see the sunrise.
Yeah.
If it works, it works.
We got to see the sunrise, which was gorgeous, and yeah, it's cloudy here, but it's still beautiful just because we're not used to, camping in sand dunes and being around dunes like that. It's just, it's crazy. It's awesome. Lily's learning all about sand spurs.
We are too. Removing them.
Yeah.
I ended up with one on my ankle in the sleeping bag last night.
Yeah.
Didn't notice it till after probably we'd been in there a half hour. Tossed and turned a half a dozen times, and all of a sudden, okay, found it.
Yeah. Lily likes to go in the tall grass, and apparently that's where the sand spurs are. So back at home, we've got ticks. Down here, they've got spurs, and we give Lily medicine for ticks so we can deal with those, but we don't really know how to avoid the spurs other than keep her out of the tall grass.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do, which is easier said than done. She likes to explore, so she is staying on leash and all that stuff. But yeah. So today we've got a fun day planned, and you're gonna have to wait and watch the rest of the video to find out what we do, but you can expect to definitely see some beach driving, and yeah, we'll see what else happens.
What she said.
Yeah. So we were just looking at Gaia, and it's saying elevation -2, which is crazy. Now it's at -3. Back on another bridge. Apparently there's a lot of those around here. Alright, so Chase is getting ready to air down. We're about to hop on the beach for some more beach driving, and we're headed south on Cape Hatteras. So we're gonna try and drive as much of the beach as possible at this point, and then there will be a ferry ride to Ocracoke, and then another one after that back to the mainland. So yeah, we will be on the beach for a while from here on out, and yeah, follow along. All right, we're back on the beach. Look at that. The sun wants to come out ahead of us. Oh, it's beautiful. There's boats in the water. Waves are crashing on the seashore. Oh, it's gorgeous. Wow. Alright, so we just came into Hatteras Village on Cape Hatteras, and we're going to be looking to get on the ferry soon. We'll obviously take you along with us there, but yeah, there's some beautiful homes out here, rentals, all of that stuff. It's fun to see all the interesting colors and that people paint their houses.
Yeah, there's very bland to very bright. There's not much in between.
Alright, so we are on the ferry now. Chase is out sitting on the tailgate. We're actually going backwards to the way that the cars are facing, which is interesting. We've never experienced this before, but yeah, it's starting to rain, so I have a feeling Chase is going to be climbing in here in a second, but yeah. Somebody is bringing their boat across on a boat, which is kind of funny. And yeah, Chase is back.
Hello.
He got sick of the rain.
It's starting to sprinkle, and I don't want our beds to get wet, so I'll hang out in here.
So yeah,
I'll watch it out of my rear view.
we're heading across to Ocracoke from Hatteras Village. And yeah,
I guess through the Pamino Sound is the channel.
So we will check in once we get across.
Yep. So right now we're in the middle of a Tokyo drift approaching the ferry dock. I don't know, we did it all of a sudden when we left. We started spinning around backwards because we drove on forward, but I guess that was the boat backwards, so the whole time we've been going backwards. But nonetheless, when we took off on the ferry, all of a sudden we start going out, and then it just spins a quick 180, and it actually is moving right along, going across the water. But we are pulling up to the dock in Ocracoke. Well, we've got like an hour and a half, hour 45 before we need to be at the next ferry to get to Cedar Island from here. If we don't catch that ferry, we gotta take this one all the way back to gotta take it back to Hatteras and then go all the way around to get to where we're going, so that would suck. But we should be good.
Alright, we're getting off the ferry on the island, and we've got some time to kill before the next one, so we're gonna go on some adventures. This is the town of Ocracoke, and it seems like a pretty small town so far, not, a whole lot going on. It's definitely an island town. Apparently we're far enough south now to see palm trees, so that's cool. Alright, so we just pulled into the ferry lot 45 minutes early, so we're going to get out, stretch our legs. It's going to be a long ride. What did you say, like 2.5 hours?
2 hours, 15, something like that.
Yeah, so...
in that ballpark, at least.
We'll be on the boat for a while, but that's okay. We're going to get out, stretch our legs, probably make some pasta, and... that way I don't get hangry while we're stuck on the boat.
Then it's a good test of if we can make pasta while we're out on Cape Lookout.
Yeah. Yep. Hopefully it works out, and because it's a really quick, easy meal when we're on the go. So, yeah, we'll test that out and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going to play a trick on you and pretend we didn't have cheese. That would have been detrimental.
Yeah, I would have been extremely upset.
You want me to do it so I can see in?
It's probably fine. Maybe more.
Yeah, I'd do some more.
There's a line that says safe full.
Oh yeah, we pass that every time though.
Oh, yeah, let's keep it there. What?
You.
Oh.
Gee, I wonder who uses it more often. They really should have put a flap on that so you couldn't screw it on without opening it.
Just make it so it doesn't screw on unless it's... Okay.
First try, look at that. itinerary has changed. You win some, you lose some.
So, Chase booked the ferry
Thought
earlier
I was doing
today,
something good.
and he booked it for the 10th. Well, today is the 9th, and tomorrow, the 10th, we have other ferry reservations to go to
Cape Lookout.
Cape
Leaving
Lookout.
8 in the morning to go there, so the 4:30 p.m. ferry from here wouldn't have worked out so well.
No.
But thankfully there was still space to change it. That wouldn't have been fun.
We would have been driving a lot longer in the opposite direction that we want to go.
And riding that other ferry again.
Alright, so we made it on the ferry. We were the first vehicle on here. So that's good. If we didn't make the ferry, then it would have been a long night for us.
Yep.
So we're on the ferry. Everybody else is loading up. It's a bigger ferry than we thought it was going to be, I think. It's pretty big.
On the other side of the wall over there, they're like keeping a spare pickup truck over there.
Yeah, there's an extra ferry over on another dock. So, yeah. There's a weird bicycle kind of thing pulling up next to us. But, cool. So, yeah, stay tuned. The sunset is over there. It's beautiful. It's going to be dark by the time we get off of the ferry. So, yeah. All right, so we got off the ferry around 7. It's 8:23 now. We stopped at a Food Lion to refill our 5-gallon water jug and get some groceries before we head out on another island tomorrow. Right now we're headed to Planet Fitness so we can both shower and freshen up before we're on the island for 3 days. Technically 2.5 days, I guess. So we're headed there now, and yeah, we're driving through a bunch of small towns in North Carolina right now, and they're pretty cute, and they all decorate for Christmas, and they do the Christmas lights, which is, I mean, there's not snow on the ground, so it's not the same as home, but
Still cool seeing everything done up and fancy.
Yeah. So it's nice to see, because, you know, it might not feel like Christmas because it's warm and there's no snow, but it still looks like it because of the Christmas lights and decorations. So that's nice. Chase and I, when we walked into the Food Lion, we walked by the desserts, and I kept looking at them, and Chase said no. And then I pulled the birthday card, because my birthday is the 11th, and it's going to be when we're out on the island. So
I just had to say yes.
Yeah, so I got, you know, the Old Faithful, terrible for you, but the frosted sugar cookies, and that way we can still celebrate a little bit while we're out there. Alright, so we both just got back into the truck from our quick little Planet Fitness expedition, and we are both clean and happy and ready to go out on the island tomorrow.
Yep.
So, alright, so we are back at the ferry, at the docks, and literally as soon as we parked, we heard this weird siren, so we're searching everywhere to figure out what's going on, and, yeah, we're not really sure what's what's going on. And there's no sign of like people moving or like leaving their houses or, anything weird. We can't find any emergency weather alerts or literally anything online on our phones. Nothing.
It was kind of odd.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out if we should stay here tonight or what we should do, because we don't really we don't want to stay here if we shouldn't stay here and have something happen. So, all right. So we spent probably like 20 minutes looking online, trying to figure out what it was, trying to figure out what's going on, and we can't find anything. So, and we haven't heard it again. So it's just that one time. So
I even tried to scroll through like FM and AM radio channels to see if I could find anything, and nothing.
Yeah. So we found a spot to park.
Made the executive decision to stay.
Yeah. So we're gonna stay. We're gonna try to get some rest. We're gonna wake up early in the morning. We've got 7 hours to get to sleep, and then we'll wake up at 6 a.m. and get ready for the ferry ride. But yeah.